Right, yeah, so here we are in your outer, even colder shed. And, no, start again.
It's -10 in here.
Yeah.
It's just about right, you know.
Yeah,
Right, so
okay, so here we are now, and you're going to now cut that down, hopefully.
It's not the easy thing to do. Not bad, really. It's actually not too bad, that, now that we've got the worst off.
Yeah.
It's out now.
Yeah.
Just a bit dusty in here.
Now, yeah.
So now that we've still got a few little bits, but what I want to do now is take all the tape off.
Yes, and we'll try it out.
We need to. I'm not sure whether we should build this up and then shape it, because I've got to try and put the side panels on and make sure that
doesn't interfere. Yeah.
It's got a good gap. Well, when I say a good gap, because the material's got to be folded under, so it's got clearance. When the panels
let's rip off that old tape and we'll see.
Well, you can do that if you want.
Okay. Right then, so while Jeff gets rid of all that carefully applied tape and cardboard, as usual, I've got my big cup of tea, so I'm quite happy, and I'll stand back and let him get on with it.
There we go. There.
You don't cut yourself.
No. Right.
Okay, so that's that done. Here is the seat base. Let's see how it fits. What do you reckon? And there should be a little bit of room around it to allow for the space.
You can see
the
now.
Foam. Yeah, you got a little bit of space there for the foam.
That's just to allow the material to be come over.
Yeah, that's fine.
Plus, that's sat down. Yeah, it's got a bit of a wrinkle there. I think what we might have to do is build the fiberglass up underneath, because there's plenty of room there.
Yes.
If we build it up, then we can sand that a bit flatter. You know, get more of a flatter.
It needs to be better than that. I mean, that's still.
Well, with the tape, you're trying to do it on an angle. It's not.
It's tricky. I know, but it's a start at least. It's a start. The other thing, of course, is if we take it off now and sit it upside down, it's still pretty thin. So what we're going to do is build it up, and also when we've got the bracing added to the top of the frame, which we have not done yet, that's going to go off and be done. That's how this thing will be mounted to the frame. So I'm going to have
put something in there.
I'm going to make a sort of H-shaped steel piece that'll be fiberglassed into the base of that, which will carry 4 studs, which will then come down, and that should do it. That's the plan anyway. That's the plan.
Well, that can come down a little bit there. We don't know how big that's going to be. I just put that there because whether you're going to sit that in a little bit and then build it up here, you know, with like them 2 4-seats.
Yeah, I didn't want a flat seat, and I didn't want a boring seat.
They used to curve up, didn't they?
That's right.
They had like a bit of a.
Yeah, well, it's quite a short seat that, so it'll be fine.
Well, you could bring it back to about here and just have like a bit of a the hump on the back.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. That's a good thing. Next, Jeff, is something a bit trickier that needs to be done right now before I go home. That I need 2 people for. So that's what's next.
What's that?
Well, you'll see. Right then. So Jeff, here we have my beautiful new rebuilt cylinder head with its new valve guides, and the seats have been recut. And along the way, it had a few repairs done to it, a few welds, one of which is here, and there's one facing you, which I can't see right now. And they need to be dressed before this head can go off to cam coat to have a black ceramic finish to match the rest of the engine. So that's what I'm doing right now. We're just going to clean up these as well, so without going too far. We don't want to go and eat the way all the way through it. Now, let me just take the camera off the tripod for a second. Okay, so I'll quickly come round this side, and you can see the problem is there. This is where a crack's been repaired. Well, can you do it while I'm filming? I don't know. Okay.
Right, I need to, this is where you need to... That little bit of a lump there. Yeah. I think by the time that's gone over with the Dremel, the tiny little... I don't want to take too much off.
No. For God's sake, don't go through the well.
No.
It would be, we can now start with
got rid of that lump.
Yeah, let's start with the Dremel now and get it a bit smoother.
This is probably taking off more than the Dremel.
Oh, well, we'll get there. Slow and steady, lad.
That's not too bad, that now.
Yeah.
Got more, it's rounded as well, isn't it? I'm going to just take a little bit of the edge off it.
Yeah, it's very tempting to keep
it's
going on.
It's very tempting to keep going and try and get it, but
absolutely perfect. But then you go through the weld and you're back to square one.
But what can happen is you can end up going, you think, oh, perfect, and there might only be 10th thou valley, and then when it gets hot, the last thing you need is that cracking.
It just bursts, yeah.
Yeah, and then it goes wrong.
Yeah. Well, we'll live with what. So I will finish it off when I get home. I'll just do a little bit of work with some wet and dry sandpaper.
It's more domed, isn't it? I reckon once that's black, once that's all painted black.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it'll be surrounded by a fuel tank, and the carbs will be in the way.
You have to be someone keen to spot that.
Oh, well, we know those people like that out there.
Well, I saw that one that Les showed me, and that guy who's built that bike, and he's polished between the fins to it, and I'm thinking,
no,
is that going beyond?
Well, it is.
Reason.
That's I've got a Harley polished fins, but that was done by the fraction up by me.
But when you look at some of them, and they've actually, say like on there, you can get a thingy in, and they've actually mirror polished it between the fins.
Yes.
I think that's...
It's one thing to do it, it's a hell of a job to keep it that way, well, if you're going to ride your bike.
Unless you're sitting it somewhere in a showroom,
yes.
To me, it goes beyond the point of...
Yes. Anyway, that's done. That can now go back in my car, take it home, I'll clean it up, and tomorrow, hopefully I can take it to Camcoat and they can do their work and make it all shiny and black. Ready to be...
briny and
shiny and black. Because hopefully by the end of the weck my new piston kit will be here, which means the block has to go away to an 1170 big bore again. That's a 75mm bore.
You will do that while I... Oh, you're still filming, are you?
I was, but it doesn't matter.
Sorry, go on.
No.
I just wanted you to undo the visor.
No, I'm just going to finish off and say that both that and the block have to have more work yet before the final engine build can be completed. And with that, we'll end it there, Jeff, because I've got to go home.
That's nice, hasn't it? He's done all
that. Yes, he's done a very good job. Took a while, but there you go.
He is good, Roger.
Yes.
He is good.
Just a bit slow. Yeah. Anyway, with that then, Jeff, I'll take that to the car now and leave you be. Right then, Les, tell me, why have you got an engine in bits here where once there was a motorbike sitting on here last week, but one or whenever it was?
Do you want the short version or the long version? Go on then,
give us a long version. Since I'm in now. It's a horrible day, so we can...
Well, the bike's been jumping out of 5th gear under light load. Fine when you're on the power, but just, below 30 mile an hour in 50, it was trying to jump out of gear.
Right.
So it had a small gearbox fault. I took the swinging arm out to have it powder coated, and then I noticed a lot of rust on the frame tree under the. So I thought, I'll take the engine out. I might as well strip the whole bike and get the frame powder coated.
Right.
And
one thing led to another.
So one thing led to another. Sorted the got the engine out. Turned the engine over to check the bores. Found one of the pistons was down in the bore 2mm on number 3.
Right.
I thought that's not good.
No.
And when I've lifted the barrels off, sure enough, found a bent conrod, which is
okay. Let me zoom in on that. There. Right. Okay. So there's your conrod with a slight.
Well, a very noticeable.
It's now banana. It's now banana conrod.
Banana conrod. Yeah.
And you reckon that's because it's been hydraulically locked at some point?
At some point.
In the past, whenever.
We were just discussing it before you arrived, and I've owned this bike for 29 years and I've never had a hydraulic lock on it.
Right, but that's not the whole life of the bike, is it?
No, it was 4 years old when I bought it.
Yeah, yeah. So perhaps before then, it's been running for 29 years with a bent conrod.
Well, that's what we're trying to find out.
Why. Yes. Because you said the piston that belongs to is fine, you know.
The bores are perfect.
Yeah.
The rings, the pistons look like they've only done a few thousand miles.
Yeah.
There's no carbon.
No.
And it's been running beautifully.
Right.
It's super smooth as well, considering what we've found wrong with it.
And by the way, this bike is in fact, or was, or is, a Kawasaki
ZL1000 Eliminator.
Yeah. So a bit like that one there, but the big version.
Yeah, the bigger version of Brenda's bike there. Yeah.
Right. Well, the reason I'm here on a very cold, rainy, horrible day is because, good news. If I spin round, we can see down there a box, and in the box is a Vosner 1170 piston kit.
Fantastic.
I believe W's are V's on in Germany. So I'm not opening it yet.
Vosner, yeah.
I'm not opening it yet. So can we open it? Oh, look at this. Is that in camera shot? Let me just check. Yes, it is. So hang on. Oh, nice foam inside, and there we have some nice stickers for somebody, and some nice shiny new pistons. Anything else? Rings.
They look lovely in my Eliminator, won't they?
Oh, don't say that. Wait, yeah, a nice sticker would, and you can fit a sticker.
This time yet, Les, this time.
You can fit a sticker and pretend you've got that. So yeah, there is rather pretty.
Very nice.
These are 75
mil. Oh,
yeah.
Teflon skirts
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
That's nice.
Now, I did see a video on YouTube where an engineer in America compared these with a set of Wiseco's.
Yes.
And he was saying these are better because these days Wiseco don't bother to machine the internals.
So they're heavier.
Yeah, well, I don't know, just not as shiny anyway. So we'll put them back in there, hand them over to you because they're going to go in my engine.
Well, you'll need to take them to the guy who's doing the rebore.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He said he didn't.
Ideally, he wants to measure each individual piston and bore each cylinder to each piston and mark them.
Yeah. I did ask him. He said no, I don't really need it. But
well, the piston to bore clearance is important, so you need.
Okay, well,
and they won't be all the same though. There'll be a few thousand differences.
Okay, well, what I'm here for actually is to collect that
this barrel. Which
has already been rebored once, but we're going to do it again.
Well, it was bored to the standard 1135 pistons.
That's right, which we can't use.
Which are cast originals.
Yes.
But there was some damage on one of the oil rings, so we couldn't use...
No, and getting the new oil rings was a bit of a nightmare.
Can't get standard rings in that size anymore.
No.
So the only alternative was to go... Bigger, which you were happier with anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
You always wanted to put forged
I was
pistons.
always a bit wary about using a second-hand pistons.
Nothing wrong with cast pistons, you know. Nothing wrong with them. But if you're going to be...
Yeah, well, you know, rebuild an engine, you may as well do it right. Right, so I've got to take that away now, take it back to Micro Precision Engineering.
Yes.
On Monday morning. Today's Friday, so I'll take it on Monday.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll get it back in no time. Hopefully.
Yeah, and then I can fit it on the block.
Yeah,
with all your heavy duty studs.
There it is over there. There it is over there. It's all blue now.
Brand new.
Yeah, there's the engine over there.
What's happening with your cylinder head?
I took it to Camcoat this morning.
Right.
So,
did you dress the...
oh yes.
So I've not seen that video yet.
No. It's
be on this one, will it?
Yeah, be quite
right.
This one.
Okay.
I didn't do it. Your Jeff did it. I just stood there and watched him.
Ah, right. Okay.
Easy thing to do, isn't it? Right, you're all gone bluey now. Just a sec.
Excellent.
Yeah. So I've just been to see your Jeff. Was it yesterday? I think, or the day before?
Yeah.
And yeah, he did the dressing of the wells on the outside of the head. This morning, took it to Camcoat. Now, last time I took it to Camcoat was just before the lockdown.
Right.
So I got it from March till about August. So I said, well, come on, can you do it a bit quicker than this time? I said, yeah, I'll do it in about 10 days. So not next week, the week after it'll be ready.
Okay.
So yeah, so hopefully things will move on and hopefully we can get the block back pretty quick. I mean, they were pretty good last time. I got it done in about 10 days, so hopefully things might come together by Christmas.
Excellent.
Hopefully.
So the head will be back to me, and then we can source some valves.
Yes, you need to get some valves
and redo the head
and whatever else it needs. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, and with that we'll carry on, and I'll come back at some point and film that when it all comes together.
Okay.
In about 2 weeks, hopefully.
That'll be good.
Hopefully. Okay, and with that we'll end it there because I've got to go shopping. Joy.